There's no denying that Rurouni Kenshin is a classic among shonen anime and manga series. It has an easily recognizable character, sword-fighting action, and a deep story that incorporates real-life historical events of Japan. Though the series has been around for about 2 decades, it is still remembered and beloved by fans even today. It has had several movie adaptations, both animated and live action, and it has even earned a slot in fighting games with Kenshin as a playable character. With all of that going for it, you would think that the anime would be amazing, right? Well, for the most part. It's no secret that creator Nobuhiro Watsuki was a fan of samurai series as well as Western comic book series, and you can see the influences of both in Rurouni Kenshin, especially with the character designs and action scenes. While primarily an action series, it can also be classified as historical fiction, since it does take place during the Meiji era of Japan, and has facts about the revolution here and there so that readers who have not studied Japanese history can get a sense of what's going on in certain chapters, or who an important character is. The series gets around having fictional characters do important things that impact history, and interacting with people who actually existed, by stating that the government writes the history and that certain characters' names were left out of history books for various reasons. I like that attention to detail when establishing the world in which the series takes place. I watched the English dub at the request of my best friend who grew up with that version, so I wanted to see if it could still hold up today with how much voice acting in the anime industry has changed. I would say that it's just on the cusp of being good, though it suffers from 90s dub syndrome a bit. It starts out really rough, but it gets better as the focus shifts away from some of the annoying characters to ones with voices done by more established actors. The best performance is done by the voice of Yahiko, Wendy Lee, who captures his pride while still keeping him childlike. When I first heard Sanosuke speak, I was a bit taken aback because I had read the manga before watching the anime, and I did not picture him sounding the way he did at all. But it eventually grew on me. Thankfully, Kenshin's English voice is 1,000 times better than his Japanese voice, which I'm probably opposing many people's opinions on that, but it's the way I feel. He kind of sounds like a goose. The majority of the series is handled well and follows the manga closely, apart from a few added characters and situations. However, the anime stops following the manga after the Shishio saga and continues on with only filler episodes. As appealing as this sounded to me at first, since the saga after Shishio is my least favorite of the series, and the English dub of the filler episodes had the promise of my favorite voice actor providing the voice of the villain, they are still unbearable to watch. Crude humor is thrown into a series that previously never had any. Kaoru literally fantasizes about Kenshin having sex with her. Plot holes were created in the story that wouldn't have been there if the anime had just continued to follow the manga. And the villain, though having a voice smoother than the creamiest of butter, is made into an all-powerful, all-pompous buffoon that is as bland as an unbuttered biscuit. Needless to say, I was disappointed. So, if you're looking for a fantastic story with fantastic animation, Rurouni Kenshin is a great series to start, but not finish. The strongest episodes are definitely at the beginning of the Shishio saga when Kenshin is struggling not to return to his Batosai state during the fight with Saito. The movement of the characters and the bright lighting against the cool blue colors adds so much impact to the fight and makes it all the more amazing to watch. Also, toward the end of the Shishio saga, the series includes one of the best mental breakdown scenes I've ever seen in an anime with Sojiro. The performance is super intense and a real marvel to witness put to animation. All in all, I would recommend the series to any fan of sword stories, but just stop watching after the main characters leave Kyoto to spare yourself from the horrible filler episodes.